Well, g'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. All I'm going to say about this week's episode is what a difference a week makes. Anyway, on that note, go and get yourself a cold drink, get your feet up for the next 20 minutes or so. Come and join Ali and I for the adventure. Hi, I'm Steve.
And I'm Alison.
We decided a couple of years ago that we'd work hard and save all of our money and start living life on our own terms.
So we bought a caravan and hit the road on a trip for two all around Australia.
So why not come and join us every week for our adventures? So we've made our way down or up from Kingston. We ended up staying down there for the full 6 nights, but we had bookings to come up here to Victor Harbour where we're staying at the NRMA park. Now, something I never told you before, when we first booked a caravan park, I think it was back in Port Campbell, maybe a few months ago, NRMA was offering free membership. So we ticked the box, we got the free membership, and what it entitles us to is all of their discounts that they have midweek when you come and stay in places like this. So even though it's Easter, we're here for 4 nights, and this one only cost us $156 because it's a pay for 3, stay for 4, but you can only do it through the weekdays, which has been absolutely fantastic. So I think this one works out to be about $39 a night, and it's a great park. I'll give you a look around our site, then we'll take you for a bit of a walk around the van park. So here's our site here at the NRMA park in Victor Harbour. It's a great site, grass, drive through, power and water, of course, easy access to all the amenities that are around us. But look, there's no one down here. Check that out. And yet you go across the other side of the road, and I'll just walk the camera over a bit. Look at all the caravans and tents and stuff. Because it's Easter, there's a lot of people here. And even further over, and I'll show you a little bit later on, there's a tent camping area, and they are tent rope to tent rope over there. But I think we got very, very lucky with our spot. But I'll give you a little tip, and this is what I do. When they ask me how big the caravan is, I always tell them it's just a little bit bigger than what it actually is. But when you're measuring from the front of your drawbar and you have an extended bar and coming back to the back of the caravan here, even with a 19-foot caravan, ours is nearly 9 metres in length. So yeah, I always tell them it's 10. They put us on the bigger spots. It's always been a bit of a win so far. So I filmed this a couple of days later, that's why the weather's changed, but it was a great place to come and stay. All the standard van park inclusions, so there was a great sized toilet block there. Of course, it's got a dump point. There was a huge laundry block, and this was very, very popular. Those machines seemed to be going all of the time while we were there. Camp kitchens scattered throughout the campground, along with some fantastic barbecue areas, which were very well utilised of an evening. Being an NRMA park, this one does come with electric car chargers. It has a great off-grid tent camping area that was very popular, and some great areas for the kids. So there was bike tracks, water parks, a fantastic resort style type swimming pool, but the most popular item was this jumping pillow. I had to film this at 6 o'clock in the morning because you could not see the pillow for the kids on it. Great place to come and spend Easter or a holiday with the family. So this afternoon we've come out to a place not too far out of Victor Harbour. It's called the Bluff. It's a walk out onto the Rosetta headland. It's a beautiful place to come and visit, and you get a equally as steep walk up the hill, but I'm sure it's going to be worth it when we get up there. And when we get there, I'll give you a bit of a look around. So as I said, we're at the Bluff, and I've walked right out to the edge of the headland now, and you can see all the way up the coast. I've got to say, just right now, what a spectacular day. That sea is so blue. Anyway, you can see here, this is called Petrol Cove in this area here, and that follows all the way up along, and then you'll see the next small headland there, and then it curves around to a larger one. That is Kings Beach, and this entire area is supposedly absolutely amazing for the sunset. So we'll probably get a good one this afternoon. I reckon we might go back, have a little bit of dinner tonight. We'll come back up here and check it out. But yeah, what a beautiful place to come and see. The views from out here on the point at the Bluff are absolutely fantastic. Let's look the other way now, and you can see right out here, and there's Victor Harbour back there in the background. But yeah, beautiful. As you can see, not all the walking tracks here are formed. There's a lot of pathways. They do give you a warning sign about that, but they're still pretty easy to negotiate. Just got to watch where you're going, and it does say to really watch your kids, because some of the drop-offs here are quite quick and very, very far down to the bottom. I'm no botanist, but I don't think that grows naturally here in the area. God, people are pigs. I'll try and zoom in, but there's a pot of dolphins out here. They're just jumping around everywhere in the water down there at the moment. What a beautiful thing to see. Well, here we are, we've made it to the very top of the bluff. What a beautiful view from up here back over Victor Harbour. So you can see over here, you can see the small bridge that takes you out to the Granite Island out there, and then the caravan park we're staying is just over here. So it's all pretty close by when you come out. But as I said before, I'm going to keep saying it, what a magnificent day. So walking up to the top of the bluff, Al, what do you reckon?
It was good. I've enjoyed it so far, and I enjoyed seeing the dolphins.
Oh yeah, so dolphins is always a good thing to see. It wasn't a hard walk to get up here, was it?
No, it's got a little stone, so my shoe slipped a little bit, but you know, nothing too bad. Yeah,
and as I showed you in the video a little bit earlier, there's no real form track in some areas. Just follow your nose and you'll get to the points along the walking track as you go along. But I wouldn't recommend this for people who weren't, you know, in a position to be able to bushwalk uphill, because it'd be pretty hard to get back down, particularly over the rocks.
Yes.
So up on the bluff we showed you Petrol Cove. We just come down for a bit of a look now. You can come down and fish. They say swimming's not advised, but it's also part of the South Coast walking trail as well. So it's a beautiful place to come out and visit. And it's literally 3 minutes down the hill from where you were up on the bluff. So the island you can see out here in front of us, this is called West Island. This was really interesting. It's an island that's predominantly granite. So back in the early days of South Australia, they first quarried granite out of there, and it was used to build the first Parliament House, or State Parliament House, in South Australia. But it later got shut down as a reserve, and they stopped quarrying over there, and they used quarries from other areas to finish off the building. But yeah, interesting thing. But what a way to go out and get your granite when there's plenty of it hanging around the coastline. All right, we rediscovered our friends the dolphins, and they're just here in the surf, so I'll see if I can get a little bit closer and check them out. But they're just having a great day out there at the moment, jumping around in the surf or the wash. There they are. The dolphins are just going for a surf out here. They've been sitting still for a little while waiting for the next set to roll in, but check them out. They're having a mighty time. There they go. They might get on this wave, Al. Let them go. So the next stop for us now is the Kings Beach Lookout. It's also the Whale Lookout. So you come up here, there's a great little platform, and I'll show it all to you in a second. You can sit out here, you can watch the whales, but it's just up the beach from the two places that we've taken you to before. So from the Bluff and then Petrol Cove, where we saw the dolphins. And yeah, just an easy drive up the road, and you come out and check out another view, check out Kings Beach, check out a sunset, maybe see a whale. So the other thing that's here is the continuation of the coastal walk, which takes you right around to King's Head, and you can go around, you can see that. There's plenty of information on the types of whales you might see here. There is a request from the South Australian Government though, that you let them know if you do see one down here. So I don't know whether they're easy to see, or maybe they're just trying to judge when the season starts. And if you're a little bit vertically challenged and you need a better view, check this out. Bird's eye view there for the alley cat. Let me tell you one of the fantastic things that we've experienced since we've been staying here at the Caravan Park in Victor Harbour is every day they send you a couple of texts to tell you what activities are on. Now, the majority of them were all kid-involved stuff because it was Easter and there was lots and lots of kids in the caravan park. But one day we landed absolute gold. They had gin tasting when we, or here at one of the camp kitchens. So we'd forgotten about it. We're out for a bit of a walk. Then we saw it. There was like 5 minutes left before it finished, which led to us going inside. We tasted a little bit of gin, and that led to this. We bought a bottle. It's bloody fantastic. It's called Henry Fisher. It's an Encounter Bay distillery, so he's a local guy. That's the guy that you meet, and it's really, really nice. I bought the spiced Raja, but he does make 5 different flavours, and he does send these all around Australia if you're into your gin. I never was, but I am now. Anyway, this particular one, you mix a little bit of creaming soda over a bit of ice. Absolutely fantastic. Or you just drink it neat, but I'm going to do it over the creaming soda. Cheers. Well, good morning everyone. We're out and about for a morning walk around Victor Harbour this morning. We did try yesterday afternoon, didn't we, but it was just full of people. Geez, it was packed.
It was very, very, very busy. It is the second week of school holidays down here in South Australia, and we had beautiful weather yesterday, so everyone was out having a great time.
They certainly were. We're going to start our walk off this morning by going out to Granite Island, and you go across there by walking across the causeway, but it's not the only way you can get across to Granite Island, is it?
No, you can actually take the horse-drawn tram across as well. I'm not sure how long it takes to get across. Yes,
and there is a fee involved with that. We're just down here. It's about 7:30 in the morning at the moment, so obviously there's no horses out at the moment. There's not too many people out either, which has been fantastic.
No, it's much calmer.
We're going to head across the island and check it out. Now, if you do come out here, you can't take your dog across because there's penguin colonies on the island and they don't want your dogs to come out onto the causeway. But yeah, it should be a great walk, and it's an absolutely beautiful morning considering the weatherman said it's supposed to be overcast and rubbish today, but it's a beautiful day, isn't it?
It's a wonderful day. We've been very lucky considering we're in the southern part of Australia and it is in the latter part of April. We're experiencing some wonderful weather and we're very fortunate.
We certainly are. Anyway, let's get over to the island. When you come to the tram stop here on Granite Island and you get out, you'll find that there's like a cafeteria facility and all those sorts of things over here. There's also a jetty which was built back in the 1800s and a breakwater to protect ships that were tied up to the jetty, and they used it predominantly to move the granite out that they were quarrying here on the island. Today, however, it's temporarily closed, but it seems to be a great spot to come for a bit of a fish or just walk out and admire the view of Victor Harbour. The breakwater wall here in or on Granite Island. What a fantastic feat of work. This was built by hand, or as the sign says, and I quote, human muscle, and some primitive horse-drawn type apparatus, I suppose. It's over 1,000 feet long, and there's 200,000 tonnes of granite just here. So that's an amazing feat. There's also a sign here that tells you to beware of the waves, but on such a beautiful day today, you wouldn't even know that that could occur. But yeah, I'm sure it's quite dangerous here when the weather picks up across the Southern Ocean. But we're going to go for a walk now across the island. It's a great little boardwalk here and some steps that take you up to some fantastic lookouts, and you can see all around here and Victor Harbour. So this is the reverse view of where we showed yesterday. So right here in front of us, that's the bluff, and that's what we walked to the top of yesterday. And just to the left of that, you can see Middle Island, which we showed you. And this is the coastal drive. So when you drive from Victor Harbour and you come around, you drive all the way along the waterfront here. Then you go up to the bluff, and then you can continue along the waterfront all the way down past Kings Beach. It's a beautiful drive. I think Ali read last night, it's about 37 kilometres, but yeah, what a great place to come and see. So walk around Granite Island now, what do you reckon?
It's been beautiful. I've really enjoyed it. Spectacular views.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely amazing here. It's a really easy track to walk to, isn't it?
It is an easy track, yeah. It's well defined. There's some stairs, I think, at either end, but I don't think they've been made that long ago. They're quite easy to walk.
Yeah, they certainly are. And besides that, the scenery just takes your mind off everything that your feet are doing as you walk around. It's a beautiful place to come and see, and well worth to come and do when you come into Victor Harbour. Just come across the causeway, either by the tram or by foot, and you get to see the magnificent views and just the beautiful place that Granite Island is.
It is.
We've got a quick case of mistaken identity. We're walking back across the causeway and we could see something splashing around in the water. I said, Alison, look, there's a seal. But when we looked a little bit closer, it's some dude snorkeling. So after we finished our walk around Granite Island, we decided to go for a bit of a walk around the streets of Victor Harbour while there wasn't so many people in town. And geez, I'm glad we did. What a beautiful place to come and see. You can see why it is so popular amongst tourists and why the town swells so much in those peak seasons. There's just lots of little shops and cafes and bars and things. It's a very, very relaxed atmosphere as you walk around town. While we were in town, there was a carnival and there was also an opportunity to take a camel ride. But I think what I enjoyed the most was just the older buildings that you see as you walk around. The town was originally established back in the 1830s, so there's plenty of history here in the town. And dotted around the streets are these old South Australian homes, which I absolutely loved. Yeah, but Victor Harbour for us was a great place. Definitely a place that we would come back and stay, perhaps come and spend an entire Christmas break. Really, really enjoyed it. While we were heading back to the car, we noticed that the tram was out of its shed and the draft horses were in having breakfast. So we wandered over to have a bit of a look. I've got to say, they are magnificent animals. They are so big, you don't realise how big they are until you stand very close by. The tramway itself, it's been in operation as a tourist attraction since about 1890, is popular today as I imagine it was all the way back then. If you'd like to do it, it's about $15 each one way, takes you over to Granite Island. I think you get a couple of kids for free, but you can check all that if you want to go and do it yourself when you're visiting Victor Harbour. So we've come into the little township of Goolwa. It's about a 20-minute drive or so out of Victor Harbour, isn't it, Al?
I think so, yes. About that long, sorry.
Yeah, the first thing you notice when you come here, it's a lot quieter as the pace has slowed down significantly. It's just a quiet, sleepy little town back here on the Murray River.
It is, yes. It's much quieter. Good place to come and visit, I'm told, by an old school friend.
Yeah, so we're going to have a bit of a look around. We started out down here at the historic Wharf precinct, which was once a bustling area, probably over 150 years ago. It used to build ships and do all sorts of things, but today it's just a great place to come and go for a bit of a walk along, enjoy the waterfront and some of the activity that goes along. It's very busy in town at the moment because we've got a festival starting here tomorrow, don't they?
Yes, so in April they have the Wooden Boat Festival and it's starting tomorrow the 26th.
Yeah, so that'll definitely be proved to be very, very popular. We are going to go for a walk down to the station here. This is where the Cockle Train comes from. So if you, well, comes to, if you get the Cockle Train out of Victor Harbour, it comes all the way up here. My suggestion is get a return ticket because it's a long bloody walk back. Anyway, let's go and check out Goolwa. Well, I must say, Ellie and I really did enjoy our walk around Goolwa. It's such a beautiful little town. There's so much history here. The town was first proclaimed in 1853, and its history was deeply tied to the river trade because it served as Australia's first inland port on the Murray River, and it was a vital terminus for paddle steamers that were carrying goods up and down the river, particularly things like wool and wheat. And then in 1854, they connected Goolwa to Port Elliot. Well, we know Port Elliot today as Victor Harbour, and they'd done this because of the treacherous river mouth conditions. But the unique thing about it was it was a horse-drawn railway that they connected. So I'm not sure if it's like the one that you currently see up in Victor Harbour. I'm sure it's not, but it must have been something very, very similar. Anyway, the town continued to thrive until about 1884 when they eventually built a railway link into Adelaide, and the town's significance sharply declined. So today we just find a beautiful little town that you can come and stay, you can walk its streets, you can drop in for a coffee at one of the cafes, or maybe head in for a beer at one of the bars. Just kick back and relax and enjoy this beautiful area. So that was our little walk around the township of Goolwa. What did you think, Al?
It's a pretty little town. It is a quiet town. My friend said she prefers to come here over to Victor Harbour to stay because it is much quieter, but then they're local South Australians.
Yes, I'll tell you what, there's lots of little historic buildings here everywhere, little cafes, restaurants, bars, there's all sorts of stuff, isn't there?
There is, yes, and she did name a few places to go and eat at, which is also in the tourist brochures, so it must be pretty good.
Yes, but we can hear the whistle on the steam engine or the Cockle Train blowing at the moment. It's going to walk back down and see if we can see it. So that's the Cockle Train here in Goolwa. It's about to head off back into Victor Harbour. I think the fare's about $41 per adult to go back into Victor Harbour, but I'll drop in a link for you if you're interested and you want to come up and ride an old steam train. Well, that's the end of our Victor Harbour adventure. Did you enjoy your time here, Al?
Oh, thoroughly enjoyed my time in Victor Harbour. What a lovely part of the world it is.
Oh, certainly, definitely recommend. I said to you at the start of the video, what a difference a week makes. We left those yobbos far in the rear vision mirror.
They were certainly interesting people.
They certainly were. But this week, fortunately, we've met some really wonderful people, haven't we? First of all, I think it was Anzac Day. We bumped into Joe and Darren.
Yes, we did. Yes, when having a look at the memorial.
They were down there doing the same thing. And then we went and met Jane and Steve, and we had a great night with Jane and Steve, didn't we?
It was wonderful. I so enjoyed my time with both Jane and Steve. You know, we started off as a drink, and I think several hours later we were still talking, and we could have talked all night, to be honest.
Oh yeah, drinks turned into dinner, turned into just chatting for hours and hours and hours.
We had to let them go home and go to bed.
We certainly did, but we had a fantastic time. It's such a difference when you meet like-minded people, isn't it?
Yes, it's great to catch up with people, like-minded people, so we had a wonderful time with you both.
Certainly. And fortunately for us, I mean, that's 99% of the time we get like-minded type people.
We do, we're very lucky.
All right, well, as we said, that's the end of today's episode. Next week we're going to head towards Adelaide, but I think we might stop in at Rapid Bay if we can.
Oh, that'd be good.
Anyway, we'll check it out on our way up. If you like today's episode, make sure you give us a like before you go. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you hit us up in the comments section. If you're a new subscriber, welcome.
Yes, welcome to everyone who's recently subscribed. And thank you to those who have been subscribed for a while.
Certainly. And if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so because it really allows our channel to grow.
It does.
But until next Saturday at 7 o'clock, you guys have yourselves a great week. We can't wait to see you. We'll see you then.
See you next week, everyone.
Bye-bye. So we've made the run out to Goolwa. What do you reckon it was, Al? From, God, where are we bloody staying? Victor Harbour. I'll have to do that again.